Hello everyone. So today I created this kind of cranberry red smoky eye with a very bright pink fuchsia lip, and I think this is a very perfect for fall if you're not really into wearing dark colors. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. So first of all, I'm going to prime my eyelids with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in with my Beauty Blender. Then I'm taking some translucent powder on my little e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. I'm just going to set my eyelids all the way up to my eyebrows. Then I'm going in with this fluffy crease brush, and I'm going in with the shade Pooter and Pukey from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm taking both of these shades as my transition shade. I am not putting the shade too far down on the lid or anything like that. I'm not even really putting it in the crease. I am blending right above the crease, and then the less product I have on my brush, I will blend up a little bit just so everything's nice and seamless. Then going in with another fluffy brush, this one's just a little bit more precise. I'm going in with the two shades Roxanne and Buns from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to put these colors directly into the crease. And then, like with the last two shades, I am going to blend up the less product I get on my brush. I always like to do this. I feel like it helps blend out everything and make everything look very seamless. I go from the lightest shade to the darkest. You know, I start with the lightest shade and then work the darker colors in and get lower and lower onto the lid the more I go. And whenever there's less product on the brush and I blend upwards, I just feel like that really helps out a little bit. Rather than blending, you know, after you get all the shades put down, blending as you go, I think is the best way to do looks like this. Then, just because the shade went a little bit too high for me, I just went ahead and took the first shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette called Enlight, and I took it on the other side of that fluffy brush, the other side that we haven't used yet, and I just placed that right underneath the eyebrow and blended it down into my transition shade. And then I flipped the brush around to the side that we actually used the transition shade on, and then I blended everything together to make sure there weren't any harsh lines or anything like that. Then I'm going in with this little pencil brush, and I'm going in with the shade Jacz from Jaclyn Hill's palette, and I'm going to go ahead and really define my crease. Now, when I'm defining my crease with this little pencil brush, I am not blending, I'm not going back and forth. I'm using very, very light pressure at first just to get like the shape that I want down. And then once I get my shape down, I will go in and press a little bit harder and get a little bit more pigment onto my brush as I go in. I never ever start off with a lot of shadow just to put in the crease, because if you put too much eyeshadow, it's harder to blend out. So I always start off with less and then work my way up to the desired depth that I want. And I'm also applying some of this color to like the outer V of my eye. I'm really trying to create that outer V. Then I'm going in with this little angled pencil brush, and I'm going in with the shade Buns again. And I'm just going to use this color to kind of diffuse my crease shade. Now, whenever I'm blending this, I'm not going very far up. I'm literally taking this color and putting it right above where we just put that last shade. Then once you get that blended out, I am going back in with Roxanne just to blend some more. Like I said, we take the darkest color and put it in the crease, and the higher I go up, the lighter the colors get. And I am taking Roxanne and just kind of like rubbing this color around everywhere just to kind of blend everything together, make sure everything's seamless, because this is a very, very like, it's a nice kind of dark burgundy red color. So this shade just blends all the other colors together. It's kind of a mix between the two. So I like to find the shades like that to blend everything out and make sure everything's seamless, just because it adds a little bit more color saturation without getting too dark and muddy, and it still blends everything out very nicely. Then I'm going back in with this pencil brush just to redefine my crease because some of it got blended away. I'm literally just repeating the exact same process as earlier. I am just redarkening the crease. Then I'm going in with this little flat brush with the color Cranapple from the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's this really, really beautiful kind of red. It has a little bit of like a purpley tone to it, but it's more red, and it's very shimmery, and it is so pretty. I think it is beautiful for the fall time. And whenever I'm applying this shade, first of all, I'm applying it with just this little flat brush. I didn't spray any like Fix Plus on it or anything like that. I'm just applying this with my dry brush. And once I get the color kind of laid down on my eyelid everywhere that I want it to go, I will pick up some of this shade on my finger just to have a little bit more pigmentation and make the color pop just a little bit more. And this step is totally unnecessary if you don't want to use your fingers. I mean, you can definitely use a brush, and the brush works great, but I just wanted that extra little pop, so I used my fingers to kind of like apply a little bit more of it. Then after I apply my lid shade, I'm going to go right back in with that pencil brush and just run this brush right along the edge of this Cranapple shade. Then I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush and just any of the other shades from earlier that we used in the crease to start blending everything out. Make sure everything's nice and seamless. Then I'm going in with this little Real Techniques brush, and I am taking the dark kind of burgundy purpley shade, and I'm just putting this right into the crease. This is kind of the same thing we were doing with the little pencil brush, except this is like a tapered blending brush, so it really, really gets into the crease and then also blends the shades out at the exact same time. Oh my god, y'all, I look so crazy with some red eyeshadow on and like my eyebrows not done, my foundation not done or anything like that. I promise, I'm going to clean my eyeshadow up, and once I put on some foundation, I will look normal. And that's one of the reasons why I did do my eyes first, is because I didn't want any of these shades falling out. Because I love Jaclyn's palette, but I do find that sometimes with all red shades that there is a lot of fallout, or they can get very messy. And I will say this palette does really, really good, and I really didn't get that much fallout at all. But I do tend to get messy whenever I'm blending. So I prefer to do my eyes first with dramatic looks like this rather than doing my face first, just so I can clean it up with foundation and concealer. So then I did go off camera and go ahead and clean up my eyeshadow with a little makeup wipe. And then I'm going in with my NYX Angel Veil Primer, and I am just wiping this all over my face with my fingers. And then I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. And as always, I'm applying this with my Beauty Blender. And whenever I'm applying this foundation, I always make sure that I get all the little nooks and crannies in my face. Like, you have to get around your nostrils, you know, down your neck, make sure there is no discoloration on your face, especially with a look like this, where the eyes are so dramatic. I feel like this skin has to be kind of perfect just to go with this eye look. Then for concealer, I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I am taking this and putting it underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, chin, cupid's bow, and underneath my cheekbones. I am highlighting in all the places on my face today, just because, like I've said so many times, this eye look is so dramatic, and so it just kind of like stands out. I feel like if my face wasn't highlighted and contoured and balanced out, that the eye makeup might wash me out a little bit. So I really want the skin to look kind of perfect so that the focus isn't all on the eyes, you know? It won't like wash the rest of my face out or anything like that. And then after everything's blended in, I'm going in with my Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot mattifying powder. And I'm applying this with an e.l.f. Flawless concealer brush. This is the same one we used earlier to set the eyelids. And so I'm going in with this brush and I am setting all the places that we put this concealer. And I love this powder because it's so stark white. It makes your concealer look so bright and so just, I don't know, it just makes you look awake. It makes your eyes look open and all that stuff. And then to set the rest of my face, I am going in with this Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. And I'm going in with an e.l.f. professional face brush. And I am going to use this powder to set the rest of my face. I'm not applying much of this powder because I don't want to look too cakey, but I am applying enough to where my face is not sticky or anything anymore. So whenever I bronze and contour, none of the product like sticks to any places or anything like that. Next, I'm going in with this little flat brush, and I'm going in with this dark purple burgundy shade that we use for the crease, and I'm going to apply this color right into the lash line. I'm going very, very tight into the lash line. I don't want this color to come down or anything like that. I want it to basically be like an eyeliner, but not black. And also, when I get to the edge of my eye, I am connecting my lower lash line with my upper lash line. Because I really, really want that little bit of darkness on the outer corner of my eye. Because every time you make just a little teensy bit of darkness on the outer corner of the eye, it just makes your eyes look that much more cat-like. And it honestly doesn't even look like I'm putting that much shadow on or doing that much on the edge of my eye, but it really, really makes a difference if you look at it before and after. And with this shade, I am bringing it from the inner corner to the outer corner across the whole lower lash line. And then I'm going back in with this little angled pencil brush. And I'm going to take those three shades that I just showed, and I am just going to blend out the lower lash line a little bit. I am not getting too much product on my brush just because I'm not wanting this to be super dark and dramatic, but I want it to match the top eyelid. I don't want all the drama to be on my eyelid and have none on my lower lash line, but then again, I don't want the lower lash line or the lid to overpower each other. I kind of want them to be like on the same level. And then I'm going in with this big fluffy brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend everything out. I'm using the really light mustardy color, the one that we started off with in the crease. I'm using that shade, and I'm just going through and blending everything out. And I'm sorry, I know I'm like super blurry right now, and I have no idea why. I didn't even notice it, but y'all get the gist of it. And then I'm going in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer on my e.l.f. Precision Blush Brush. And I'm using this bronzer to go ahead and contour my cheekbones and my forehead. And then once I get this put down, I will go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer on a little e.l.f. Complexion Brush. And I will run some of this, or like into my cheekbones, up above my cheeks a little bit, just to kind of bronze my face a little bit and to make the contour not look as harsh. And then for blush, I'm going in with this Lorac blush called Prism. It's just a really, really pretty pink. It's just like a very natural pink. And I am applying this with my e.l.f. blush brush. And whenever I apply this, at first, I start off on the backs of my cheekbones, and then I work my way in to my actual apples of my cheeks. I find that whenever you have kind of like chubby cheeks like I do, if you apply your blush farther back on your cheekbones, kind of like as a bronzer, it makes your face look a little more angular and a little bit skinnier. Then I'm going in with this fan brush, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight my face with Jaclyn Hill and Becca's Champagne Pop. This is still like one of my favorite highlighters, y'all. I use this highlighter at least 3 times a week still. I've been using this highlighter forever, and it is still so good. Every time I use it, I just remember how much I love it, and it makes me want to use it more. So I am applying this highlighting shade to all the high points of my face. I'm going on my cheekbones, on my chin, on my cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, and on the tip of my nose, and above the eyebrows, like kind of on my forehead. And I will connect the like forehead highlight, I guess you would say, to my cheekbone highlight. So I'm just glowing all over. Okay, and then I went off camera and did my eyebrows. I used my Benefit Gimme Brow, I think. And then I used just any kind of random mascara for my eyelashes. I just coated on some mascara because I was not feeling fake lashes today. So I just put on like 3 coats of mascara. And then for lips, I'm going in with this Maybelline Color Sensational Vivid Matte Liquid Lipstick in Fuchsia Ecstasy. And I love this shade. It's so pretty. And I really, really love these little liquid lipsticks. It takes them a little bit to dry, but once they dry, they do not move. They will stay on your lips all day long. No problem. Okay, and that is my finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up or go leave me a nice comment. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, everyone. Bye.